Welcome back, guys, to my channel. I have another video out for you guys today, and in today's video I will be telling you 5 things that I hate about my Mustang Ecoboost. Now, to clear up some facts, I do not hate anything about this car, okay? This car is one of the best cars that I've ever driven or even sat in, okay? So this car is amazing. I love the Mustang Ecoboost. It is a great car. It gets me from A to B. It's decently fast. It's got good power. There is no real complaints about the car, but that is a popular video series where people say 5 things that they don't like or they hate about the car. So I figured I would give you my 5 things from my 3 years of driving this car that I maybe not so much like that much, and stuff that I wish could be different from the car. But yeah, guys, but before we get started, yeah, I did put the stock taillights back on, and that will be for a future video that I will be discussing. Stay tuned. It is going to be awesome. It is going to be sick. But yeah, if anybody noticed that, I just wanted to clear that up. Okay, guys, so the first thing on the list of the 5 things that I hate about the car is... it is this trim panel right here, this trim panel. Now this isn't specific to the Mustang Ecoboost, but most S550s. But basically this is one whole big trim panel that goes all the way across. And basically, guys, the problem with that trim panel is it does look cool. It does come in a bunch of different designs depending on what option you have on the car. But the problem with it is that it rattles, all right? I've had times when I'm driving, and it's more or less on really hot or really cold days. I don't know why that is. It's kind of weird. But more or less, this kind of happens, and it basically rattles super loud while you're driving. Now, I don't know if that is due to the exhaust, because I've changed the exhaust, so that just causes more vibration in the car in general, or what. But it is really annoying, and I remember my girlfriend, we were riding somewhere one time, and it got to the point where she had to put earbuds in and listen to music, or I had to turn the music up in the car because that's how loud it was. Now, that's not a huge problem. Like I said, none of these problems are gonna be crazy huge, but the problem is that when I bought this car new, and the fact that it rattles like this is insane. Okay, guys, so the second thing on this list is honestly the exhaust. And yes, I did put an aftermarket exhaust on it, which made it sound a little bit better. But let's be honest, guys, with a 4-cylinder turbo, there is no way to make it sound good. And when you have a car like a Mustang GT that has that 5-liter Coyote, the 5-liter Coyote screams, okay? It sounds amazing. So you can make this one sound as good as possible, but it's still never gonna compare to a Coyote, and that's just pretty much it. Now, you can't really do too much about this problem. 4-cylinders are never gonna sound amazing. You know, they can't sound aggressive, they can't have nice pops, but they're never gonna sound amazing, all right? It's never gonna compare to a V8. Even the V6s had a way better sound, and I would definitely take the sound of a V6 over the EcoBoost, but you know, Ford did their thing where they got rid of the V6 and they only had the EcoBoost. So you get more power, you get more torque, but it costs you the exhaust note, which is kind of sad. The third thing that I quote unquote hate about the car is this Decklid panel right here, this whole Decklid panel. Not so much the tail lights, but this whole Decklid panel. Now, don't get me wrong, I love this design that Ford went with. Okay, the design where it's all black on the back and then they have the blinkers. I think it's a really cool design and I'm a really big fan of it. But the quality of plastic of this gloss black Decklid is just awful. I'm talking about awful. I remember the first week that I had the car, I already got scratches on it. Over time, it's got more and more scratches on it, and it's hard to tell on camera, but in person, you could tell that this thing is really low quality. I mean, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if after a few years, people just change this out, either for an OEM one or an aftermarket one. It's just not good. I mean, it gets scratched easily, and it's, I wish they would have got a more durable material, okay? This is something that stays on the exterior of the car all the time, and it's just something that just gets scratches so easily. Like, it scratches so easily. It's impossible to keep clean, but that's pretty much with any black panel. If you have a black car, you already know it's really hard to keep clean. So this panel right here sucks. I wish they would have gone for something more of a matte, or you know, something not gloss, because that honestly shows dirt really easily, and it's just not good. It just makes the car look dirty, even though the rest of the car is clean. Okay, so the fourth thing that I not so much like about the car, this one really isn't as much of a complaint as the rest of them, but are how far inside these wheels sit in the car. So if I show you guys, this is how far the wheels inside the car go, and this is on the front. It is also very similar on the back. Now, this is more of a fitment issue because 99% of the people that I know on YouTube that have S550s with these performance pack wheels or they lowered their car, they're putting spacers on them because they just sit too far in. Now I understand for Ford, it was one of those problems where they don't want to make it stick too far out because then it can drag mud and across the body and it'll be a bigger problem. But the fact that it's sitting so far inside makes it look bad. People just do not want to put wheel spacers on their car, okay? Some people think it's a safety hazard if it's not done correctly. I believe as long as spacers are done correctly, they are okay. But just in general, I think that, you know, they could have went with a wider size if they're going with performance package wheels. All right, guys. And the last quote unquote complaint that I have about the car is these leather seats. Now, this obviously isn't a problem if you have the cloth, but these leather seats come heated and cooled, which sounds good until you actually try them out. Now, it all sounds good, right? Heated and cooled, right? Now I will say the heated option works amazingly. I live in the South, so it's hot anyway, so I don't really use the heated seats. I had before, obviously, but they're not as necessary as the cooled seats, especially in the summertime. But the problem with the cooled seats, and this is more of a cooling issue, is for me, the bottom of the seat is the only thing that gets cool. I don't feel that the back gets any cool. I have heard other people say that they are having the same issue where the bottom is feeling nice and cool, but the back does not feel cool at all. So it's one of those things where you're only getting half of the cooling and all of the heating. And I know it's capable because it definitely works on the heating, but I do not feel it on the cooling. Now, I don't know if it's something that you can just take to Ford and they'll fix, something that's supposed to work. I'm not sure. But it's one of those things that when I got the cooled seats, I was expecting the back to be cool, not just the seat. But yeah, guys, that is the end of the video. I just wanted to do a quick little video. I thought it was a cool video topic. I wanted to go ahead and try it out and see how y'all like it. Please don't take it seriously. I mean, it's not anything too harsh. At the end of the day, it's still an amazing car and I still love this car. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and thank you for watching all my videos. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you later.